Good morning, good afternoon and good evening, and welcome to our You'll Never Walk Alone WhatsApp group and YouTube channel. Alright, so it was Liverpool versus Southampton in our last Premier League game before the World Cup. Obviously the World Cup's weird this year because of the Qatar summer and all that shit, so I think from memory it's 6 weeks from now, isn't it? I think our first game back is the 26th of December, which is Boxing Day. I think is our first Premier League game back. Obviously Champions League won't go in till February next year. So yeah, look, it was important that we picked up some points. We're obviously looking a lot better now than we have been. And it's a bit of a shame really that the season's stopping, because just as we've started to find a little bit of form, look, standouts for me. I gotta be honest, Southampton are no great shakes, right? But you can only beat what's in front of you, and we beat them fairly comfortably. This was Darren Núñez's perfect team to play against, I think, and 2 goals will do great things for his confidence. He hasn't hit the ground running like Haaland, and a lot's being made of that, but I thought that he had a tough start coming into the league. I think Haaland is a year or two more experienced than him. He's only had 1 season at the top. Haaland's been a bit of a thing for 2 or 3 years, and experience matters even at that young age. So I was never expecting Núñez to outscore Haaland, but I'm very impressed by what's happened so far. So this game was kicked off with Bobby getting the first goal from a header, great header, and then Núñez got 2. But they did pin us back. Ward-Prowse, I think, got a free kick, flung it in. It was awfully defended. Thiago trying to defend it, disaster. Van Dijk wrong side of his man. Everyone was wrong side, to be honest. Hard ball to defend because it was coming over like that, but still, we're really shit at the back. We really are. Any type of good ball into the box, and we can concede, but we've got to get better at defending. We really do if we want to move up the table. Obviously Manchester City got beaten. Arsenal are now 5 points clear. Everyone's getting very gassed on Arsenal, and look, fair play to them, but it is only November. Arsenal usually fall apart come January. So if Arsenal are still 5 points ahead, or even in the top 3 after March, then I'll start looking at them seriously. But I've seen loads of false dawns with Arsenal. Chelsea are going through what we went through and just can't get a win. They're going through a difficult spot. So yeah, it's going to be a weird season this season with the World Cup. I, for one, am very excited to get the games back. I am going to do England and Wales games in the group matches, and then we'll see how we progress. I will review some of the games that I watch. I'll watch all of the England games. I'll watch all the Wales games. And if there was any other home nations, I'd watch them too. But for the minute, I'll just do Wales and England. I might change it up throughout the tournament. It depends how into it I get and how exciting the football is. I'm expecting it to be a South American World Cup this year, just because of the desert heat. I think it's going to zap the players. I just fancy a South American team, either Argentina or Brazil. I don't think a European team is going to win it this year. Don't know why, I just feel that way. Anyway, so that's my review. It's very hard to review a game like Southampton when you're expecting to win at home. They weren't up to much. We comfortably beat them. There was some good performances, but again, you have to weigh this up against the opposition. They're in a difficult moment. I don't think they even have it. I think their coach was sacked last weekend, and they have a new guy in now. So I wasn't expecting anything other than 3 points, if I'm being truthful. But I'm sure Manchester City thought the same when they went to Brentford and got beaten. So anyway, we will strive to get better, hopefully, in the new year. As I said, December the 26th, I will do reviews to keep the content pumping out on the channel probably with just the England games and the Wales games until the two of them don't go any further, and then obviously I'll wait for the Premier League to come back. So that's roughly what the plan is. I did do some videos on FSG which I really need to go back and look at and redo. I haven't finished them. I need to go back and do them. But it was more to do with the sale and all the rest of it. So I'll release that in the next couple of days. Anyway, I will get on to doing that. I will get on to doing the World Cup, and I will do a player rating straight after this. So, yeah, good performance, good 3 points, great confidence for Nunez. Bobby, great goal. Bobby's had a great season so far. He's been the only one who's really sort of performed. With, you know, from the very beginning, he's had a couple of quiet games lately, but like he definitely kicked off the season pretty strong. So hopefully he doesn't, he you know, staying around and getting their fitness back up to speed. With a lot of our team are going to the World Cup, really, when you think about it. So it's only Fabinho and Alisson from Brazil, I think, now. But yeah, look, it goes to show the strength that Brazil have, that they're not even bringing Gabriel, and he's probably the most informed defender in the league at the minute. So there you go. Look, they must have some team. Anyway, that's me. I will get back after. I will get on and do a review after the first Wales or England game. And you'll have to suffice with that until we can pick up again on the 26th. Anyway, I'm talking shit now. I'll speak to you soon. So, unfortunately, a little bit delayed, and I do apologise. I haven't been very well in the last few days. I've explained on the group why. You can read back through the message. But I am on the mend, and I have sent Jacob the review this morning. And it's tonight now, and I'm doing the rating. So I do apologise. Normally I'm pretty on top of it, but I've just been really sick. Okay, so I'm going to start with in goal, which was Ali. What a performance from him. I think the next time we see him, he could have a World Cup winner's medal, if I'm being honest. But some of his saves, like, Jesus, world class. Trent, 7. He's going to the World Cup. Let's hope Gareth Southgate doesn't fuck him. But he had a good game, 7 out of 10 for him. Joe Gomez gets a 7. Kanate was injured, so he came back in. He did okay. Verge gets a 7. Robbo gets an 8. Look, they got a goal because we still can't defend fucking corners or crosses properly. We zonal mark, which is shit, and we never get goal side of the man. I don't understand the fucking issues, to be honest. I hope to fuck we work on that when we come back. Fabinho, a lot being made of him and his shit start to the season. This was one of his better games. He gets an 8 out of 10 from me. I'm going to give Thiago an 8, and I'm going to give Elliott an 8. Elliott's become, like, I feel sorry for a little bit for Curtis Jones, because Elliott's now taken over Curtis's sort of, you know, the position, the young kid coming through, and I just feel a bit sorry for him. But Elliott, what a player. Jesus, what a player. Got to keep him fit too. Alright, the 3 boys up front. I'm going to give Salah an 8. I'm going to give Nunez a 9. And I'm going to give Bobby a 9. Who am I giving my man of the match to? I'm going to give my man of the match to Ali, because he's just a different class. It's just his performances this season has just been great, and like Southampton could have made that awkward only for him. So Nunez had a good game, 2 goals, 2 good goals too. Bobby obviously with a beautiful header. Mo had a bit of a quiet game by his standards, but he's still up there, you know, he's still going well. I'm going to give Jurgen an 8 out of 10. I thought it's such a shame the fucking World Cup's coming now, because we're starting to get some momentum, and momentum's huge in football, as we know. I wasn't too worried about. We were all hoping for the World Cup because we were playing so poorly. But now in the last few weeks, I wish the fucking thing was another month away. And I bet you Arsenal are going to come back and wish that that season had never stopped. Because I have a feeling that momentum is a big thing in soccer. Probably more in football than anything else. It can carry you a long way. And the momentum's sort of with us. Players that haven't really performed have really turned up now. Everyone's sort of like 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s are starting to come instead of 6s and 7s. And the performances are getting an awful lot better. But look, Southampton are no great shakes, to be fair. And if we weren't beating them at home, then we have more problems than even I think we have. But we did. We beat them well. 3-1 is a good scoreline. And now, obviously, it's all about the World Cup. I'm going to do England and Wales games, like I said in the review. I'll start doing the group matches, and then we'll see how we go. See, do people give a shit? Obviously, there's quite a multicultural society on our group. So there's a few Senegalese and a lot of Africans on our group. So I'm obviously going to be rooting for any of the countries that the group is from. My country didn't get there. I don't really give a fuck about international football, but the World Cup is the World Cup. And it is a tournament of football that, you know, every 4 years you can get into a little bit. So I wish all the teams the best. And if I was to tip one, I probably would go Brazil or Argentina. I just have a sneaky suspicion a South American team are going to win this year. With the heat and... like, you don't know what heat is until you've been out in the fucking desert, and it's pretty hot out there. And to play football, like even trying to work out there is incredibly hard. So playing football out there, even with air-conditioned stadiums, is going to be tough. And I just think a South American team is just going to adapt to the weather better. I know a lot of the teams play in Europe, but there's just something, you can always play in the heat when you're used to the heat, regardless if you're playing in England most of your career. You can still go back and play in the heat. Where I just think England and Wales are going to really struggle in that heat. And so are some of the other nations, I believe. And it's going to be interesting to see. As far as Qatar being in the World Cup and all the rest of it, you know, it should never have happened. It should never have been given to them. But now it is. I don't think it's fair that players and managers and teams and countries should be put under pressure politically when they've had fucking 10 years to get this resolved and they haven't done it. And now it's on the players to fix it up? Fuck that. It should never went there. And it's not up to the players of individual countries, no matter what team they perform for, to try and make a stand against the human rights issues in a country like Qatar. This is the celebration of football. The first time a Muslim country's got it. First time a Middle Eastern country's got it. And instead of slamming the fuck out of them, we should be letting them to see. It was in Russia 4 years ago, and everyone was saying it was the best World Cup ever. Now Putin's invaded, they're cunts. You know, give me a break. You know, really, give me a break. Anyway, best of luck to all the countries. Great result for Liverpool. Obviously, there's a long way off now to the 26th. But thanks for watching, like and subscribe. And if you don't agree or do agree with my ratings, let us know in the comments below. Thank you very much.